The case I'm going to talk about today is so crazy, and the reason I find it so disturbing isn't necessarily because of the crime that was committed. The crime in and of itself is horrific, but unfortunately, there are terrible crimes happening all around the world all the time, and there's no way to cover them all. But this case really caught my attention for a different reason. The thing I want to talk about is the word justice. What exactly is justice? To some people, it might be one thing, and to others, it might be another. Any given crime can have different sentences depending on the state or even the country you commit the crime in. In some countries, wearing the wrong clothing can get you thrown in jail, and that's considered justice. I think about people who have done evil things, and it seems like at times they get away with bad behavior, and justice is simply not served. I would love to hear your opinions about whether or not you think justice was served for this particular perpetrator. In some countries, a lot of what goes on in the court system is public knowledge. And in some countries, court documents are concealed or highly redacted to conceal the perpetrator's identity. Apparently, Sweden is one that does not give full access to criminal records. Even though we don't have full access, what we do have is pretty disturbing. Let me tell you about this crime. A court in Stockholm, Sweden, sentenced a 57-year-old Norwegian man to fraud and falsifying records. He admitted to coming home from work and finding his partner dead. So he put her body in a freezer and proceeded to cash in on her pensions and tax returns, etc. All the while trying to keep the illusion to the family and friends that his partner was still alive. Immediately, I'm thinking to myself, okay, stop the train.
Why is this court talking about fraud when there's a dead body? I can't figure this out.
I don't care about the 100,000 fraud charge. When you're talking about a dead body in a freezer, this case was all about fraud. Why wasn't it about... Okay, so he illegally obtained her money by acting as if his partner was still alive. But I'm more interested in the details of how she ended up in the freezer.
I'm wondering if this is one of those old detective tricks, like when the mafia back in the olden days and they were doing all kinds of trouble, but they just couldn't catch them in the act. So they came up with a different idea, and instead the mafia got busted for tax evasion. That put them in prison, and so I guess they were out of commission for a while. Is that what happened here?
His claim that she was already dead when he got home from work and then put in the freezer is the part I would spend all my efforts on if I were investigating this crime. There has to be some sort of charges for hiding someone's dead body. Well, the tragedy doesn't just stop there. And the continuation of the tragedy of this, in my opinion, is the sentence that he received for this terrible act. Wait till you hear this. He was given a 3.5-year prison term. 3.5 years. The Warmland District Court said the man, who was not named, was convicted of gross breach of civil liberties. Oh, really? Gross fraud and falsification of documents, among other things. What other things could you be talking about? Investigators found the woman's body in the freezer in March following a tip. As for the document falsification, the changes of ownership and registration of vehicles with the deceased name, that's what they got him on. Again, the court is talking all about the falsifying of records, etc. But what about the dead body? Seriously, just a little over 3-year jail sentence? Do you think that is justice? Comment below and let me hear your thoughts, and I will see you again soon. See ya.